So, criteria for our project is to have a color scheme, a printed paper with script. I don't have my color scheme with me right now, but assuming that you will take time to fill up your color scheme, you have option 1, 2, and 3. And I'm gonna keep it with I'm gonna keep warm colors as my color scheme as of now. So I just have red and a little bit of yellow out in my palette, so that I keep my colors, those two colors are actually enough for me to start my project at the moment. So I'm just getting out what I need. The problem is if I get all my colors out now, I run into danger of letting them all dry out. I need a printed paper with script. I'm just going for musical notes with this one. A picture that focuses on good shapes. I somehow like this picture a lot. I like the shape of the tractor and the composition, which is made by 2 standing figures. It's kind of interesting. Then I need additional collage items. I could find some pennies, and I had a dime lying around there, and I'll see if I can incorporate it in any other way. I also have some white paint ready for me. I have glue, and I have a bowl of water, and I have a big white paintbrush. Okay, so it's better to cut it out because my canvas isn't that big. And guess what? And I'm gonna cut it in a random way out. You can cut it with a scissor in a particular shape, or you can carefully rip the paper to show lines like so. You don't even need scissors for this part. You can just rip the paper out carefully. And so I'm gonna glue my musical notes over here. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe like this. Maybe like this, so that I have my notes, but they look like they're upside down. So I'll have to do this. Okay, so I have my musical notes. I'm going to take some glue. Now it is important that I get glue on this part. So I'm just gonna take some glue on the paper. I need a lot of glue for this. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit of glue and then use a slightly wet brush, and then just spread my glue out. At this moment, I really don't care if I'm getting a little bit on the canvas. There is a reason why I'm not spreading my glue on the table. Do you know why? It is because then you have to clean up the table and everything around it will get sticky. And then just glue it on top. I don't know which is the front and back. It really doesn't matter. When I compose it, I'll be fine. There was a small hole here. I was trying to save that hole. Okay, and then I will take white paint in my palette. It's important you take it in the palette, wash my brush, get rid of all the glue. White paint in my palette. Now I want my yellow to be slightly uneven, and I need white so that you see how the white of the background is sticking away from the background of the canvas. White of the paper is sticking over the canvas. So I'm just gonna take a layer and add to it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow to it so that okay, this yellow is coming out brighter than I expected it to be. So I might just go ahead and add a little bit of red to it. See what it does. So at this stage, don't worry about making mistakes. Just have fun and cover up your canvas. Look how I'm spreading the color, and I'm not really concerned about getting it all smooth or one color. Actually, the more unplanned it looks at the moment, it's better. It is best to leave some of the color and not mix it up too much to get that different color textures coming up in it. You don't need to mix your paint on the palette for this. You can just mix it directly on the canvas or you find Now if you're working with a canvas, and don't worry about this part which is raised, because this is always, you can work on it later. It dries, when it dries up, it shrinks. And then I like to paint my sides. That gives kind of a nice finish. And when you have all your sides covered, you leave it to dry. You can leave it on the drying rack assigned to your class, and we can build on it the next day. Dry, you add a layer of Mod Podge, which I have in this cup. You apply it evenly. Make sure you apply multiple coats of it, and then we'll leave it to dry before we do anything more to it. Make sure you apply 2 to 3 coats of Mod Podge.